Hi, welcome to this video, which is in the category of knowledge nuggets. And the title of this video is Human Courage. I would like to talk about 6 different types of courages that we have, or which every human being is expected to have. First is the physical courage. You feel fear, yet you choose to act. Involves bravery at the risk of bodily harm or even death, and developing physical strength and resilience and awareness. Very important because we have evolved from being Homo sapiens as hunter gatherers to a position of today you are in the knowledge age or you are in the information age. But as we move away from the hunter gatherers into a more settled society, our physical courage started diminishing because we depended upon society, a collective defense. But in the earlier days, Homo sapiens was subject to an individual facing danger. So physical courage is absolutely essential even today. So that is why we have to carry this evolutionary trait right up to this particular stage and beyond. Then you have emotional courage. That is following your heart, open to us, the feelings of full spectrum of emotions, love, affection, kindness. All these are from the heart. And as you know, in research today, we find that the heart's field is 500 times stronger than the magnetic field emanated by your brain. The heart is a primary responder to inner feelings. So this inner emotion is very important for us to develop. So though you may come across pleasant or unpleasant emotions, taking them into consideration and acting upon it without attachment is something very important. Then you have intellectual courage, expanding our horizons, letting go of the familiar. It is about our willingness to learn, unlearn, and relearn with an open and flexible mind. Yes, as a society, we have been indoctrinated by different stages of man's knowledge, which, when there is imparted with authority, you take it for granted that it is the absolute information that you must operate on. But intellectual courage is to go beyond. In some of my earlier videos, I have shown that how people came to know about something very deep because they had a very open mind. We could not have had Copernicus, Galileo, and all scientists if they had been rooted in the ancient belief or a theological concept of a geocentric universe. Then we have social courage to be ourselves in the face of adversity. Involves risk of social embarrassment, exclusion, unpopularity or rejection. These are something which is external. But when it comes to us, how do we react to this is very important. Because if we take all this to be very personal, then you have a problem. We have to keep a distance between these inputs which come to you, input which leads to embarrassment or exclusion or unpopularity, and then act as though these are something which is totally external and how you have to respond to a particular situation. This I can tell you from my personal experience of having led a big company. Because in leadership, this is very important to have this type of courage to put out your view, put out your concept of what you think things are. So if you don't have that, then you have a problem of being one of the crowd and you become part of a victim rather than become a person who is able to deliver something very good for the society. Then you have moral courage. Standing up to what is right involves doing the right thing, even when it is uncomfortable and unpopular. This moral courage is something very critical, and many people we know that have accomplished wonderful things because of that moral courage they had. like what Gandhi, for example, is a great example of a moral courage because he withstood all adversities which he was thrown upon him and he stood his ground to gain independence for India. Finally, you have spiritual courage. This is the basic platform on which we must be able to build ourselves. Facing pain with dignity or faith. It helps us to live with purpose and meaning through a heart-centered approach towards all life and oneself. Because spiritual courage is fundamental to us to become who we really are, to take in our real self so that the purpose of our creation as individual can be fully understood. This is what I wanted to share with you. These 6 courages for a human being are very critical, and so with this input I hope you have a great life. Thank you for watching and listening.